Hey, my name's Andrew, and today we're going to talk about the 4 different types of treads that you can get on barefoot shoes and how to know which one to pick depending on what activities you're doing. So for starters, the first type of tread would just be a flat tread where it really doesn't have any tread at all. This is just a very minimal leather moccasin boot. And this type of tread works well for indoors, like as a slipper, or just kind of on soft terrain like grass, like a grassy trail. Because you get a ton of ground feel with just like a little bit of protection. But I would not use this type of tread on any kind of slippery conditions, hills or anything like that. Maybe dry hills you could use them, but anything rocky, anything slippery, this tread is not going to be good. So that's the first type of tread. The second type of tread would be a minimal tread. This is the Wildling Flying Fox. And as you can see, it's got a little bit of texture here, but it's very shallow. Like it hardly goes into the sole at all. And this type of tread is really good for walking, road running, on hard kind of flat surfaces. You can even hike in a tread like this as long as it's dry and it's not too rocky. But generally these treads are really thin, so they're probably about 3 to 5 millimeters thick. So they're great for roads because they give you that nice smooth feeling when you come down. You have a lot of sensation, so you're not kind of hitting yourself, like on a harder tread, you tend to snap down like that when you're on a hard surface like a road. So a thin, flexible sole like this is really great for that. So this is a minimal tread. And then you have the middle of the road option, which is the semi-aggressive tread. A semi-aggressive tread has a little bit of space in it. It has a little bit of depth with the lugs, but they're not too deep. So this kind of tread you can use for multiple types of surfaces. You could use it on roads, and you can also use it on trails, and you can use it on a little bit of like wet type hills as long as it's not too muddy. It's a tougher type of sole, so usually these are about 4 to 7 millimeters thick. So they've still got a lot of flexibility all over, but they're definitely a lot tougher. Like this Zero Denver sole is rated for 5,000 miles, so you can just use these for years and years and years, and they hardly ever wear out. And even with a thin tread like this, as long as you're not doing that motion or this, these thin soles can last quite a while too. So it kind of depends on how you treat the shoe, but a sole like this is going to get beat up a lot faster on trails than a shoe like this. Like this can handle gravel and rocks and all kinds of stuff like that. So this is the semi-aggressive sole. And then at the highest end, you have the aggressive sole, and it kind of looks like this, like it looks like a claw, And this type of sole is made for, let's see if we can get the camera focused. There we go. It's deeper, you can see that. And there's more space in between the lugs, whereas with semi-aggressive sole, the lugs are pretty close together, and this is to create more surface area for handling harder ground, so it's not wearing as much. And usually they'll be flatter too. They've got some, width to them, and but then you look at an aggressive tread, and they're really spaced far apart. And this is to handle wet ground, so that the shoe can really grip into slippery conditions, like if you're going up and down hills, like ice, snow, mud, that kind of thing. But this sole will wear down faster on roads, so that's the trade-off for an aggressive sole, is that you get more grip, but you get less durability on different types of terrain. So yeah, those are the 4 different types of soles. And it's pretty simple, but it's a good thing to know, because if you get the wrong type of sole, then you're not going to have the traction you need, or you're going to find out that the shoe is wearing out in like 2 weeks if you're not using it for what it's intended to be used for. So yeah, if you have any questions about choosing a sole for whatever kind of barefoot activities you are planning on doing, let me know in the comments, and I'll catch you next time. Peace.